Incredible. Oh, really good choreography. Oh, I love what I see. It's got the prequels flair. I absolutely love it. Yeah. It looks like Nick's choreography from the prequels. Incredible. Some of the best sword fighting ever put to the screen. I love what I'm seeing. On my cinematic journey through video game cutscenes, there's one game that many people have been recommending for a very long time, and that is Star Wars: The Old Republic cinematics. And shout out to our Dragoon, Order of Dragoons member Vision for choosing this as his viewer choice. If you want to recommend a video for me to watch as well, please join the Order of Dragoons. Click that join button. If you've been enjoying our time together, please consider checking out some of the other videos we've covered on this channel. Star Wars Lore Masters. Join me in battle. I'm quite a Star Wars lore master myself, to be honest. I love it. Me and Aaliyah have done some pretty awesome lightsaber scenes too. Ooh.
Korriban, ancient birthplace of the Sith. We believed ruins were all that remained of their evil empire.
Yeah, I know about this. Classic Star Wars opening.
No idea what was in those crates. I'm innocent.
You were smuggling Sith artifacts, Captain.
It looks great.
Artifacts. Just give me back my ship.
Great atmosphere too.
Eyes front.
That's so funny. He was looking at that.
What's wrong?
I sense a great darkness.
Honestly, amazing characters right off the bat. It sucked me right in. Classic Star Wars feel. Imagine if this was a Star Wars show. Ooh. Oh wow. Okay.
Sith Empire has returned.
Oh wow, we got classic music as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
We must warn
Wow.
the Republic.
Our shuttles can't outrun those fighters.
Super
Wow.
interesting.
Guess who's got the fastest ship in the sector?
I love it. Instantly sucked into the story. They got to team up with the you know, slimy smuggler. Love it already.
Look out!
And they look like clone troopers, which is super interesting. Whoa, whoa. Oh no. Great shot right there. Oh, he's gonna go to work, isn't he? Really nice shot. Wow. Look at him going at it. They look like droidicas. Oh man, this is amazing. I love it. Oh. Oh man, this is fantastic. I love it.
Will she fly?
She's not pretty, but she's tough.
She's not pretty, but she's tough. I love it. It's so well done. Like, everything so far is fantastic. The characters are jumping out to me and just instantly sucked in. Who the heck is that? That looks like a Sith if I ever saw one. Can I get a year? Does anybody know the year in the Star Wars timeline? Oh my goodness gracious, look at this. Incredible. Oh, really good choreography. Oh, I love what I see. It's got the prequels flair. I absolutely love it. Yeah. It looks like Nick's choreography from the prequels. Incredible. Some of the best sword fighting ever put to the screen. I love what I'm seeing. Really fluid movements. Yeah, just beautiful across the board. And I love that the variety of sabers here is really beautiful too. Come on.
You must walk a different path.
Oh, is that her master? Whoa. Whoa. That was beautiful. Look at that 2-on-1. Glorious choreography. Really good shot selection. And look at that. Oh man, everything is coming together here. 3,000 to 4,000 years. Okay. It looks like the Falcon, right? Everybody loves it. I love it. Oh man, he's a high-level Jedi too. Whoa. Okay, that was a cool reveal. The mask is off. It's well edited too. The pacing's fantastic. Going back and forth. Look at the choreography. And look at the force powers. Really good utilization of the whole Star Wars canon, kind of using the prequels level of the Jedi to expound on that idea, and how would they be even further back? I love it. No. Now, is that, what's his name? Darth, whoa. You know how strong you have to be in the Force to throw that stuff at that speed? Great shot. Come on, come on. It is incredibly hard to fight somebody with 2 weapons. No! She felt it, didn't she? No. Yeah, is it Darth Bane or Darth Malgus? Really, really nice. Yeah, it's very well shot. A lot of the shots they're using are referential to other Star Wars movies, which is great. Yeah. It's a great choice. That is almost it.
You failed. No, Malgus.
Huh.
This is only the beginning.
Let me guess. Takes out his master?
After 1,000 years, Korriban is ours again.
Cool.
Welcome home.
Yep. As is the Sith way, man. So this is really crazy because this would be Sith Empire, right? Sith Empire back in the day. Or, you know, at least there's not the rule of 2 at this point, which makes it really crazy. I really like the referential stuff. Like I said, to other Star Wars films. There's a lot of shots. Obviously, the music. It is showing a deep love of the lore of Star Wars, and not just the lore as in, you know, sort of the book of lore and kind of the ins and outs of the Force and everything. It's showing a deep appreciation for the Star Wars films and the direction choices of those. Little nods you'll see here and there that they use, like as the ships are coming in, obviously echoing the opening of a lot of Star Wars films, usually a planet and a ship passing overhead. Classic George Lucas. We love to see it. And I think that's probably the major note of all this is George Lucas. Right? This is obviously pre-Disney. This would have been coming out probably in the George Lucas and Dave Filoni era of the Clone Wars, and having a lot of cool stuff like that in it is just feels great. It feels like you're going home to that old era of Lucas Star Wars and kind of all of the nostalgia of it, you know, whether it's the choreography, whether it's the stuff like that. It's great. But I will say, we're going to break this down in detail. If you've been enjoying our time together, make sure to hop in our Discord to join the conversation, and look at our memberships if you want to recommend videos. Speaking of which, we have a new member as we break this down. Thrax Media. Thank you. I welcome you to the Order of Dragoons, our highest order. And I knight you and name you Dragoon this day. Join us in battle for Azeroth. Thank you so much, Thrax. Yeah. Even that shot, you know, pretty obvious in that way, but even the angle of the ships as they come in. It feels classic. It feels like classic Star Wars. Yeah. It's fantastic. But it's interesting that, you know, there isn't the rule of 2 at this time of the Sith, yet they're still sniping their masters. That is kind of just a rule of the Sith. And it's interesting because it's kind of understood by the Sith. Isn't it fascinating? It's like, yeah, it's gonna happen to me one day. I'll train an apprentice anyway. It's fascinating how that works, right? What does this remind you of instantly? Obviously, Hoth, right? It's the same sort of lighting. It's the same sort of set. Obviously referencing Hoth from The Empire Strikes Back. One of the best sequences, I think, in film history. The Hoth escape. Come on now. But I love this. Like I said, you instantly get these characters. This could easily be the opening to a Star Wars movie. It's like, oh, this guy, he looks like, you know, your slimy sort of, I don't know if slimy is the word, but they do open him and he's getting, like, you know, arrested as being a criminal, smuggling Sith artifacts. He's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just doing a job. It's kind of the Han Solo here. And then it's like, okay, you know, who's got the fastest ship? We're under attack. That would be me. Super fun. Just a great intro to any story, and a great way to kick things off and get these characters interacting. It looks like we're gonna have a Jedi character who's young, the girl. We're gonna have this guy, a smuggler. We've got another guy who looks like a clone trooper. Just a really fun band of heroes, which for me again is the hallmark of that Lucas era Star Wars, which we love so much. David, thank you so much for the 5 again, man. Now this section is particularly of note because it does not feel like Lucas Star Wars. This is something that does not happen in his films. And we have here this kind of, you know, I would say much more Clone Wars feel, which still is Lucas Star Wars, to be fair. But this kind of slow motion shot, kind of like Western feel. Really fun. And dang. He's a really good shot. This guy's a really good shot. And then we have these like droideka guys. This guy looks like, you know, he could be in the Clone Wars. And I'm trying to figure out like what organization are these soldiers? I guess they would be Republic. They look like clone troopers, yeah. But that's kind of the fun thing about Star Wars is, you know, you always have your bounty hunters, your Sith, your Jedi, your pilots, and it's always just fun to kind of see the different ideas that you can create with those different characters. And he's that heavy class. So cool, man. Yeah, I really like the choreography. Let's look at a little bit of this in greater detail here. That's, you know, we're gonna skip that because Duel of the Fates. Yeah, I really like this part. Yeah, fantastic. Even that right there, man, that was really cool. You don't get a lot of thrusting. There's not a lot of thrusts in Jedi choreography in the films. You get that nice attack right there where he just whoop, out of the way. Love to see it. I would love to see more stuff like that in choreography. There's a lot of people who would kind of I am into martial arts, if you guys didn't know. Yes, I have trained in fencing as well, and went to the Shaolin Temple in China and trained there, which was a lot of fun. So I have a lot of weapons experience as well as fight choreography. A lot of people, particularly in the historical European martial arts in particular, will oftentimes call for like hyper realistic sword fighting in lightsaber fights and how cool it could be. While I agree that it could be really good to implement a lot more into it, you got to be careful. If you go too far, you can completely eliminate the sort of showmanship. And while it would be very cool to kind of flex to people who are very familiar with sword fighting and do compete in sword fighting, understand the martial arts forms of it, you might lose a lot of the spectacle and fun of, you know, what makes a film, as opposed to like a documentary film, or as opposed to, you know, watching like a sword fighting competition. So there can be a pursuit of extreme realism that can sometimes lose the magic of movies. So you gotta be careful. It has to be a fine balance. This is very cool. Like, for example, that move right there, you know, deflecting a lightsaber which has been thrown, using the Force and everything, like precision, just dodging it by centimeters. That's Jedi level stuff. That's what I want to see. Like, a Jedi is not a normal human being, so they wouldn't have to employ the same techniques, all right? Yeah, and like just the Force powers being used here. We got Sith lightning, we got a Force push, lightsaber throw. They're just pulling from like anything that's happened in any scene in Star Wars and putting it all on display. It's super fun. Yeah, really cool. And he's messing up the ship, of course, which was great to see. It was great to see. What's up, Vex Coon? Checking in from work. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, and this, of course, is the Master's goodbye. Love that shot. Again, very not George Lucas Star Wars. But what we have here is a CGI scene. So why not, you know, employ some cinematic tools that are available with a full CGI film as opposed to live action. So I'm all for it. And also, it's cool to establish their own visual style here, so nothing wrong with it. Yeah, that shot too was very not Lucas, but I liked it, kind of in your face. Yeah. Very, very nice choreography here, yeah. Very, very nice work. And again, this is the sort of stuff right here, like this pose in particular, where a lot of sword masters might say, it's too flashy, it's too many things. I highly disagree. Like these are warriors who are operating on a different wavelength here. I love this sort of choreography. Again, mix in some highly technical stuff, and even if you could have some moves like this, look at how tight their movements are, right? So even though it's stuff that you wouldn't like typically do, really tight, man. Really tight movements. Their bases are covered. Even when they're spinning, they're defending themselves behind their back with the spin. It's like a very well thought out sort of flashiness that someone who's operating on, you know, a higher than human being brain power could pull off. So I think it's great. I think it's really well done. Yeah. Awesome. And he did get the kill there, yeah. I love it. And this is, of course, the calm before the storm. This guy wills his lightsaber, or I guess this guy pulls it, Malgus. And he just starts throwing stuff at him indiscriminately, which I love. Yeah, visual art versus technical art. I used to show horses. It ruins most scenes with horses in them. That's incredible. That's incredible. Boom. Yeah, and you just said it, man. When you're involved in a world on a deep understanding, you want, of course, for everything that represents it to have perfectly represented, right? But in this case, it is, you got to remember that most people, just because you know the extreme detail, no one else does. And when I say no one else, like, you know, the most niche group of people know this. Like, for example, people who show horses, people who practice fencing, people who practice historical European martial arts, people who practice kensho, you know, whatever it is. And then even people who practice lightsaber combat, which has become its own fun thing, lightsaber choreography and combat. There's classes on it. And yeah, it's an interesting thing. So I think you really got to find a good balance. Yeah. And I love this. Look what's going on here. Yeah, some really solid stuff going on here. Again, from a technical standpoint, it's actually quite good. There's even like kind of dodging of the blades and stuff, and a lot of thrusts. Thrusts are so rarely employed in the movies that it's good to see. Oddly enough, it's usually when there is a thrust in Star Wars, somebody gets hit, you know, through the stomach or something. So they got to watch out for that. They got to work on their defense against thrust attacks in Star Wars, because they almost never use, but when they do, people go down, man. Rip Qui-Gon, the ultimate Jedi, right? But here we are. I think this is great. I love how the Sith Malgus he's still slamming down. He's overswinging a little bit, but he's actually still keeping himself oriented towards the opponent. He still has like some good stances. He's not just swinging wildly. Oof. I also like the speed that battle ends. You know, that was actually really cool. He just overpowers him and that's it. It's over. Yeah. And the respite, as I like to call it, in sound right there, cuts off, and you hear kind of the echoed sound in the background, and we see this character who's just lost her master. Very, very good choice there. Yeah, and we actually saw something very similar to this. Sorry about bumping the mic. Very similar to this in the Battle for Azeroth, right? When Sylvanas does her explosive banshee cry for the Horde, there's this moment of silence where you hear it echoing, and then everybody, me included, in my reaction, explodes, and then you hear that sound come in. So it's really cool. We need to finish Fallen Order. We do, yeah. Me and Aaliyah were playing Fallen Order. How you doing, Jerry? And how you doing, Ogre? I missed your initial reaction. I have to go back. Yeah, Ogre, good to see you, man. Shout out to our members, Ogre and Jerry. Welcome to the stream, guys. Awesome. Yeah. And again, like a lot of shots, like this one right here, even this is obviously referential to, you know, A New Hope when Luke is in the Falcon using the gun. Very similar shot, very similar background, similar lights, everything. It's awesome. It's for the fans, and this is, in my opinion, like a good example of that. Oh, and thank you. Yeah, for some reason it pinned the wrong message, guys. That's my mistake. Is the bot down? Oh, the bot might be down. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Let's pin the Discord link again. Sorry. Let's get that going. Just gotta type anything here. It's just slow. Replace pinned message. All right, there you go, guys. So now the Discord link is there. Sorry about that. It was the wrong link pin. That's my fault. All right, so anybody can join the Discord now who wants to. But yeah, I love it. This was fantastic. Super just homage. A ton of homages to the Lucas Star Wars, which is, that's my bread and butter, man. I grew up with it. I mean, that's who made Star Wars, you know, George Lucas. So that's my favorite stuff. And again, I mean, the prequel sword fighting is some of the best sword fighting put to the screen. Just period. Incredible work. Also got, what are we watching? We're watching the Old Republic cinematic right now, which was a viewer choice. Awesome. Yeah, really awesome. And we just finished it. The viewer Vision, shout out to the Dragoon Vision, actually pasted like the whole movie. It's very long, so we're just going to cover the first scene for now and then move on, as we spent a lot of good time on this one. We're going to move on to our next viewer recommendation in a second, but if you're watching the recorded version after the stream, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hop in our Discord if you want to join our friends there, and we'll catch you next time. As for the live stream, we'll go to Facecam for just a brief second, and we're going to pull up our next video. What say ye? Connor says, heck yeah, good to see you guys. Not according to Disney, yeah. Disney Star Wars has been very interesting, and kind of predictably for me, the really good Disney Star Wars has typically been the stuff that's been handled by those who, you know, kind of give all the respect to George Lucas and his vision. And notice I say vision. You don't have to copy his style exactly. Like, kind of, this trailer really tried to copy his style for the most part. There was some creative stuff in there as well, though. It's about showing respect to the vision of Star Wars, right? Not saying, I can do better. I'm gonna change that. I know better. I don't like when people do that. It's kind of like if, you know, I was gonna make, I don't know, what's a beloved thing, like Lord of the Rings. If I was gonna make a Lord of the Rings movie, I know better than Tolkien. I even know better than Peter Jackson. I'm gonna do something completely different. It's like, you know, it could be good, but why are you not, you know, why are you not showing like that due respect or giving that due respect? That's just my opinion. That's the approach I would take. Yeah. So look at even the Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings films. They are incredibly dedicated to keeping alive the vision of Tolkien, and the changes they make are like deeply considerate of the material just to make the pacing better for film, and like that's it, you know. Did we watch Rejection of the Gift? We did watch Rejection of the Gift. Amazing. And I think I'm gonna upload Rejection of the Gift to YouTube as its own thing, so stay tuned for that. We watched it on a stream. It's a collection of cinematic. Yeah, it's a collection of cinematics from Star Wars: The Old Republic, but it's quite long. So just and kind of the idea of fairness, we're gonna continue on to other cinematics for now. We'll most likely circle back around though, because a lot of people have requested Old Republic. But I loved it. It's fantastic.